And there's some sexy lads in shop today. What's the story, lads?
How are you?
Well,
What's the
Apparently, I'm
crack?
turning fucking purple with this camera. Joined by Jamie J. Carr, if you
Is it
couldn't
all right to
tell.
wave?
You
This,
can wave all you want.
do people do that on podcasts? Or
not
Never.
not usually, but
if you're listening to audio only now, I'm waving.
He's still waving. That was a good 10 seconds. Fair play to you. You're some
you
man for
know,
waving.
just for any of the audio listeners, Jamie, would you mind putting back on your pants?
But it's more
Uh,
comfortable, without them.
yeah, that's what I was going for as well. Yeah, I've gone. I'm not even going to go into this. So yeah, Jamie J. Carr. Last time we had you on, we had a live stream, but today we're going for the normal shebang.
So I'm in the official one now. Is this the real
That's the
podcast?
real deal, man.
I've made it in through the doors alongside Carole Baskin and UFC fighters and everyone. It's, as I said before stream, this is like the Irish Ellen DeGeneres show. It's unbelievable the guests you are having. I'm surprised Tom Cruise isn't in the gaff, which is now bouncing on a couch somewhere.
We
Our
had
schedules with
the
Tom
fake Tom
just
Cruise on.
keeps clashing, man. It's ridiculous. That
Yeah.
guy is, man. It's like, can you do Thursday? I'm filming Mission Impossible. Can you do Friday, man? Sure, we're off to see Nanny that weekend, man. Like, come on, like the guy. You don't want him on the podcast. Trust me, man.
Yeah,
He's too
time waster.
into the whole Scientology shit, man, and just gets,
He loves the Scientology. Did you actually have the fake one on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The fake
yeah.
one. He was good crack.
It's just anyone you mention, you're like, yeah, I had his brother or I had him on. Oh, he's are brilliant. I love it.
We had Danny DeVito's cousin on. That helps.
I love the two lads just
you
in the
know-
bedroom talking to fucking A-list stars every bleeding day. Unreal.
What's even funnier is he's one of the patrons. So
What?
yeah, the cousin.
Jesus. Is he not? Are you sure he's not just some chap saying that he is Danny DeVito's cousin?
Well, I hope not. That'll be a weird turn of events.
It's just some lad pretending he's Danny DeVito's cousin and he's
Yeah.
making it onto podcasts.
Yeah. I'm the Rock's his nephew. Like, it doesn't expand on that. Just blank.
Americans, so if you tell Americans, a lot of Americans, not all, that's a generalization, but I have a thing where I kind of tell Americans online that I'm actually Conor McGregor's cousin, and they believe me. They don't even question it. Like it's like, I don't know what it is. Do you know the way like us Irish people would be like, yeah, me bollocks. They're like, all right, no way. Could you ring him and say hello for me? Tell him I'm a big fan. So some people in America think I'm Conor McGregor's cousin. Sorry about that, Conor. If you're watching, don't
Oh, he
hit
does,
me.
man. He's a big fan. Conor,
massive
of this
fan.
Show,
Yeah.
texting us in. You boys should get Jamie J. Carr on, man. I'm a big
Constant.
fan of his. Old cousin Jamie.
That was him replying to the Instagram story saying get Jamie J. Carr on, wasn't it?
He would, man.
Yeah, for anyone listening who's not in the know or doesn't follow us on Instagram, which you should, it's good crack. Someone asked for Jamie J. Carr to get on. We've had him on before, but by popular demand, he's back.
I'll pay them that €20 as well for asking if they're listening to this. No.
Yeah, man. You still owe me that fucking money.
So you were involved in this massive boxing thing going on fairly recently with Sir Stevo, who does look like McGregor as well. Dude, what was that like? You were one of the judges.
I was, yeah. It was an unbelievable experience. And look, I've been around this media, social media kind of, Z-list celebrity world for a little bit now. So I've done some cool stuff over the years that I look back on and I'm like, holy shit, if I didn't, make silly videos or do half of the weird stuff that I do, I wouldn't have got to do some of the cool stuff. Do you know what I mean? So but yeah, so my point is I've done a lot of cool stuff, but I think that's the coolest event. Why am I saying cool so much? That's one of the coolest events I've ever done. It was absolutely incredible,
Cool.
lads. And I'm not even just saying that. I'm so grateful to Sir Stevo as well for asking me to get involved with it, which was an honor. And not just for the fact that like there was loads of like cool people there and funny people but also because they raised or should I say we? I don't know if I should say we because I was involved in it, but it was I had a very small part to play. But the event raised over €40,000 for the Irish Wheelchair Association, which is just phenomenal for one person to create that by themselves, really, and get it going, and then get Paddy Barnes, an Olympic boxer, involved, get Ricky Hatton, a world boxing legendary champion, involved, and then all of the Irish people that are on the scene that are doing well as well, to get all them involved. I know Stevo put his life and soul into it over the last couple of months. I've seen it. I've done some videos, recorded some videos for him and stuff, and I could see how much dedication he put in. Sure, if you're following on Twitter, you've probably seen yourself every fucking hour he's putting out a tweet, trying to get people interested in the event and hounding people. But it was an unbelievable night, lads. It seriously was.
It was amazing to watch. It was stunning. Um, Al Foran versus Darren Conway, bloodiest match of the night. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they came out alive. Al
Ridiculous.
Foran caught him with the left. Darren Conway went down like a brick.
I
It was
didn't know
pretty.
you were allowed to throw a flying knee in boxing, by the way. What were
Yeah.
they at, like flying
Oh, when
triangles?
Al
How do you win by submission in boxing? Like it's ridiculous. And actually, here's a good question for you now. You were behind the scenes there, man. You were with the lads. You were talking, chatting with them. So I gotta know, man. Did Fabio take money to take a dive? Because he was winning. He was winning until then, man. The guy.
He was like. He was like a jackrabbit, wasn't he? He was just fucking up and down, up and down, up and down. I think your man, who he was fighting, is a professional. He's a professional boxer, and I think he was trying to let Fabio win. Because after we judged it and we gave it to Dylan Moran, we gave him the win, and Dylan was like, I think the judges got that mixed up. Fabio should have won, he said at the end of it. I don't know if that was caught on the live stream, but that's what he said. So I think Dylan was trying to go a bit easy on him, but I think Fabio, he's an entertainer, let's just say. You could call him a lot of things. One of them is an entertainer. But I think he was trying to put on a show, and he did. And looking at the people in the audience, he gave people a laugh, and it was pretty funny. But going back to the Conway and Al Foran fight, it was pretty funny looking at Ricky Hatton, who is a really big deal in the boxing world. Like, he's boxing fucking royalty. He fought Mayweather and won numerous world championships. And to see Ricky Hatton looking at Conway and Al Foran throwing handbags at each other, and then just to see his face, he was laughing, but he was also like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, I don't know if he even realized what he was in for until he was sitting at that table looking at them two. And after they fought, which I'm sure you wouldn't have picked it up on the live stream, but after they fought, I was clapping because obviously, I love Al Foran, I love Conway. I was clapping away, and Ricky Hatton just looked at me and goes, "What are you clapping for, you cunt?" The C word. And I was just like, you've made it when Ricky Hatton calls you a C word.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
You can curse, by the way, but
yeah, I know.
yeah.
I just don't want to say that. But he meant it in jest. He was having a laugh. He wasn't being serious or anything. He was laughing at me because he was just saying you shouldn't clap for what they did. But it was pretty funny, and I wonder if Conor McGregor will answer Al Foran's call out. I don't know if someone has clipped it yet from the stream, but I know after that Al Foran called out Conor McGregor to see will he come to the second event and get him in there to fight. So we will see what happens with that one. But I'm hoping Conor McGregor will get involved, and he's already done a lot as well for the event, which I think was forgot to be said on the night with all the commotion. But as you know, Conor McGregor contributed €10,000 for this event to happen, and that really added a lot of steam behind it and got people even more interested in it. And Paddy and Sir Stevo definitely benefited from that to for and the charity, obviously, of course. Sir Stevo capitalized on that, is the word I meant to say, by getting more people involved because of Conor McGregor's €10,000 contribution, which was awesome. You know, you can say what you like about Conor McGregor, but I'm a big fan of him, and you know, he does help. He does like to give back, especially to the people in Ireland. He's bought houses. He's contributed hundreds of thousands of euro to charities across Ireland, which I think people forget. You know, so a big shout out to Conor McGregor on that one as well, and of course Stevo Timothy for making it all happen. It wouldn't have even happened if it wasn't for Stevo. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, lads, if Al Foran and McGregor face off in the next one, 100%.
Well, Al Four needs to learn how to box.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
Conor
I
goes
thought I was
easy on
watching
him.
WWE at a certain point. I was like, okay, first fight was legit. Okay, second fight was legit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That guy just sacked the other guy, and they're on the ground, and then Steve fought, and I was like, okay, that's a pretty good fight too.
Yeah, he
Um,
does. But I don't think, look, even if he learns to fight, you know, I don't think he could ever stand a chance against Conor McGregor. But it'd be fun to watch him get, you know, a few slaps, because I think McGregor would. I think he'd throw in a nice cheeky jab or two. Do you know what I mean? During the messing and during the crack as well. So that'd be interesting to see. But look, that's all to see if Steve O even does a second event. You know, nothing's confirmed yet, really. So.
McGregor's already said yeah, by the way.
No, I know that, yeah, yeah.
He came out with something there, like yesterday, the day before.
Did he? What did he come up? What did he say yesterday?
He said he can't wait to get in the mix.
Oh, on the Instagram, Artem
Yeah.
Lova. Yeah. I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that'll be interesting.
That
But
will
then
be.
Steve was saying he wants Mike Tyson involved, which is probably more likely.
Well, look, if anybody can get these people to come over and take part, it is Steve-O. Do you know what I mean? I'm not licking his arse because he's creating this event either. You know, if I get asked to go along to the next one, fair enough. But if I don't, fair enough too. It's still for a wonderful fucking cause, and I was grateful to take part in the first one. So, by no means am I trying to lick Steve-O's arse. But if anybody can get Mike Tyson to come over, it would be him. The man just doesn't give up. He'll just sit there and he'll fire away and make it happen, you know, if he needs to. So who knows? Mike Tyson, if you're watching, get over to Ireland for a wheelchair charity boxing event. And come visit us. We'd love to have you. It'd be fantastic. And you can even give me a slap if you want. If you don't like the look of me head, Mike Tyson, you can give me an L. You can give me an L dig, Mike. So, just in case he's watching.
Well,
Just in case he's watching.
It's pretty good. Mike actually watches this, man. He actually,
Yeah, same with Dana
he
White.
was inspired to make his podcast after he saw us talking with Carole Baskin, man. You know, and you know he's put up a lot more episodes than us now. And fair fucks to him, and he's had more guests and does more weed. So you know, good man, Mike. Keep up the good work. I'm sure you'll have big things coming your way, big man.
I wouldn't be surprised if I was Sir Steve-O. I'd hire you two to try and get people along in the events, because the work yous are putting in and the guests yous are getting on your podcast is nothing short of literally astonishing. I don't know any other YouTube channel or podcast that, you know, they're doing it all by themselves, and you know, are a relatively, you know, not a huge audience, but not a small audience either, you know. But to be able to get them guests that you are getting, lads, I don't know anybody who's ever done that in Irish content creation, and I hope you get the credit you deserve, and I know you will. But I just wanted to say that as well, because I know the work you are putting in. I see it, and I see the posts you are putting up, but with the guests that you are doing, and I tune into the odd one when I can. But unbelievable stuff from you, seriously, lads. It's very impressive, to be able to do that. And I know how hard it is to get guests on a podcast, and that's one of the reasons why, you know, I don't do as many podcasts as I should, because I'm just like, oh, I get antsy about even, you know, trying to get the guests. If it flows naturally, I'll do it. But unbelievable stuff from yourselves, lads. I really mean that as well.
I really appreciate it, especially because a lot of the inspiration for the interview style comes from you specifically. So, yeah.
Cheers, man. I don't know
It's nice
why.
to hear.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm very bad at even. I believe in people when they're nice to me. So, yeah. But I believe you. I just. I don't know. I never know what to say. I'm when people give me compliments, but like that, and to be able to do that is just wonderful, and as well. Like I don't know why, or I don't know why. Uh, and maybe you should pick a different person to kind of base it on, or to get a bit of inspiration from. But I appreciate that, man, really do.
Of course, it all comes from the Hardy Bucks interviews you did. I thought the ones you done with the Hardy Bucks were just fucking hilarious. I was like, these guys are talking just shite, but it just flows so well, and it's yeah, that's a whole other
Yeah,
conversation.
I think there's a lot of people in the Irish scene at the moment doing very well on podcasts as well, and um you know I'm glad that I was one of the people that kind of was doing it, not early on. I know there was way more people before me, but kind of on the cusp of it as well, and
Yeah, you're
maybe a
definitely
few
early.
maybe a few people were watching what I was doing, and maybe they secretly got a bit of inspiration as well, but they'd never admit that. Leading coded messages I'm doing here.
Yeah, I wonder what that's about.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm
He's
joking.
calling you out right now.
Someone's watching going, is it me? Is it you talking about me? Is it?
Yeah.
Nah.
Jamie J talking about me again. Yeah.
I'm just joking. But look, I need to get back doing a few podcasts as well, and definitely have you guys on when I do get back making them as well.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. I think we could have one hell of a conversation.
Definitely, lads. Definitely.
Well, sure, we're having one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely early to it, and you noticed around 2020, like it's where we came out of. People were doing fuck all, and they were like, oh, let's do a podcast. Joe Rogan's massive.
Yeah.
That's kind of where like the majority of it started.
Well, yeah.
If you want
I
to be
would
honest about it.
100%. I would have been very inspired though by even before Joe Rogan, the Adrian Kennedy phone show. Growing up as a kid, it's a Dublin radio show. I don't know if you're aware of it, but that was on in the 90s and the early 2000s, and they're still going now. Adrian Kennedy and Jeremy Dixon, they're actually with Go Loud at the minute. And I used to listen to them every single night, 5 nights a week for years and years. And I think it really helped me with my conversational skills, and also helped me kind of get Dublin humor and Irish humor a lot, because I was just listening to different people talk every single night. No visuals, just lying in bed every night from 9 o'clock till 12 or 1. Obviously I'd be doing stuff in between sometimes in my room or whatever, writing or doing other stuff. But whenever I talk about kind of inspirations for what I do, I always have to mention Adrian Kennedy and Jeremy Dixon, because big role, big. I don't know if role models is the right word, but
Inspiration.
big inspiration. Yeah. Ever since I listened to them from being a kid to a teenager, and I shouldn't have been listening to them as a kid with the topics that they were talking about, and that's probably why I'm so fucked up. But listening to them, definitely, from listening to them, I always wanted to have. Back in the day, I always wanted to be a radio presenter, and it just so happened that technology unfolded, and you could be more than a radio presenter. Do you know what I mean? Like you could use the use video and use images instead of just being on the radio. So that's why I didn't kind of pursue the radio career then, and kind of I'm still out on my own trying to make it happen by myself. But who knows what the future is in that. But shout out to Adrian Kennedy and Jeremy Dixon as well for being my inspiration. Who's yours, lads? Apart from obviously me, who's
Obviously.
who's yours?
For myself,
Sorry, go on.
go on. You
No,
started
no,
first.
no,
Please,
no,
after you.
no. After yourself, please, man.
For myself, is a bit of listening to Joe Rogan when I was doing a job I fucking hated. And at the time, he wasn't going into the COVID stuff because it wasn't happening. He was just talking about whatever with whoever, and it was great. Like Robert Downey Jr. got on, Edward Norton, that kind of stuff. It was crazy. And every now and then you got a scientist. I was like, that's fucking awesome. This guy talks to everyone and is able to talk to them all. I'd love to be able to do that. Also, listen to a thing called Stuff You Should Know, um, made by iHeartRadio. They kind of just do like stuff you should know, different fact videos, blah, 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 or podcasts.
Yeah, someone
It's
told
like,
me about that before in college. They love that.
oh, there's something. But it was mixed with them too. And then I'd never seen a YouTube podcast. And then, in fairness, you weren't the first. Someone was the first. Didn't like them. But a while later, I did eventually find yours. And I put up a tweet saying, like, now is a great time to be a content creator or make a podcast. Who's in? And Thomas answered. So,
Oh, lovely, lovely. And now he's are chatting to fucking Carole Baskin, asking her did she kill her husband. Brilliant stuff.
We didn't ask her. We insinuated it. You know, gunpoint through technology, like you're saying. You know.
Well,
Like,
look, she's. I think she's well aware of what she's doing as well. You know, like the whole documentary is based. Well, not the whole, but a lot of the documentary is based on whether she did or whether she didn't. You know, so I think she's well aware of that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with. Well, maybe there is. Maybe I don't know if morally if you should be, or if I am talking about me, if I would ask her, but you know, I think she's well aware of it. Well aware that that's
do you think she did it?
Do I think she did it? I remember when they were having a lot of information goes in and out of my head like a sieve. But I remember when I was watching it, I was thinking, yeah, she did it. But you know, I don't fucking know. Who knows? I wasn't there. And you're kind of making a judgment on, you know, a small condensed fucking few interviews of somebody's entirety of their lives. So I think for me to say that she did it would be a bit much. But I can remember watching and going, she definitely did it. She did it. You know, and I think a lot of people did that, but we all do that. But when it comes to if you were sitting in court, would you say she did it? You know, that's
No.
a different question
Yeah.
altogether. But in the entertainment aspect of it, of a documentary, like which is almost similar to a game of Cluedo, you're like, oh, she did it with the candlestick. Do you know what I mean? For fun when you're chatting with friends. But I'd never fully say she did it or didn't, because who am I? I'm just a one-legged lad in Dublin. Like, you know, I don't know. I hope she didn't. I hope she didn't, because if she did, that means, yeah, you two are getting locked up for coercion.
No, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Her point with the documentary was that at the end of the day, it was entertainment. They're trying to keep you around, and they did a very good job. And a lot of it wasn't true. That happened. We had both sides on. We had John Rinke, who used to work for Joe, say like a lot of it was BS and it was dramatized, but he does think she killed her husband. But in fairness,
a lot of it was dramatized, but he does think she killed her husband.
Okay, he worked for Joe. Maybe he's a bit biased.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Look, my husband was demented. Is it okay to say that? He's suffering from dementia really badly. He could barely read or write anymore. He faked having a pilot's license. He always flew under the radar. He had 3 crashes beforehand. I think he crashed along the Gulf." That made sense when she said it to us. But
so he's never been found, has he? The husband.
No.
Jesus, Carol. If she didn't do it, how terrible is it that what world we live in, like that, where someone's life is brought up like that, and they're spending the rest of their days going on podcasts and going on everything else telling people they didn't kill their husband. Do you know what I mean? Like it's no. She knows what she's doing. Like she would, but like if she actually didn't, it's awful, isn't it? When you think of it.
well, she's too scared to open Big Cat Rescue again. COVID in Florida, it's basically doesn't exist anymore, or people act that way. And she's too scared to open the place up again because she thinks like Joe Exotic fans are going to go in and they can feed the cats poison. They can put something in through the, I don't know, you can poison a pork chop, stick it in, shit like that.
I'd say they would as well. There's a lot of people that are fans of fucking Joe Exotic now as well, isn't there? So, I wonder, was she aware of what type of documentary it was fully? Did you?
She thought it was going to be for conservation of big cats. and like
Really?
how to help them more, how to save the big cats.
Yeah.
And then
Blackfish.
she watched it with her husband, and she
Yeah.
just said she felt so betrayed by the documentary guys because it was, Joe's story, not her story, kind of thing.
Oh God, imagine that. Jesus.
Yeah.
What was the other thing she said? That when they made her say things that sounded suspicious, they would ask her for hours, like almost like some kind of like weird interrogation. So she was kept in the room that had sardine cans and had like tuna cans or whatever. Really, really fucking weird. And she's like being asked all these questions, like, okay, so the tiger bit Joe's shoe. What do you think would make the tiger do that? And they kept asking, they kept recording until eventually she said, I don't know, maybe sardine oil. And they kept that and put that in the documentary.
So
And then they got back
almost.
with her husband, as in like, oh, so you know how to kill people with tigers, huh?
Oh, yeah. So almost like, what would you say? A bit like making a murderer, where they kind of interrogated someone and put the words in their mouth, or supposedly did. That's her view on it. Is it really?
Yeah.
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 Mad, man. That's mad.
And like she's refused to do season 2, even though I think she's gonna be in the documentary for season 2, but she has like not participated with them at all for it.
I didn't even know there was a season 2.
No.
What, are they going to be just following up on him in prison and stuff? Is it?
At the court cases, I think.
And Jeff Lowe, all that stuff. Now, John Rinke is getting back on basically the day it comes out, and he said that she told a bit of a fib when she was on. She said that they can't, anyone who signed on to do it, contractually, they can't ever talk about it after. They can't do interviews after.
Oh.
That they all signed up on that. And when I asked John Rinke about that, he was like, that's BS. By the way, she was blowing smoke up your ass. And then I was like, okay, you want to do another interview? And he was like, yeah.
Holy shit.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yous are going to be in series 2 now. Yous are going to be characters in series 2. Just storing the pot in the middle there. Just, yeah.
Oh, I'd love that, man. Could you imagine just like, they're like doing like a, before, like what did they do, like in the last episode? It's just me and Jared's like, you killed him, admit it.
Oh man, yeah. Imagine. Would you ever try chat to the Tiger King himself? Can you send him letters or anything like that, or get in touch that way?
He probably gets hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any point. The guy's in prison. He's probably not too happy that Trump didn't pardon him.
Yeah.
Whenever he's out, and no matter if there's a fee involved or whatever, we would love to talk to him. Yeah. There's very few people I'd be willing to pay for a guest. He's definitely one. It's just kind of inside the mind of a madman.
Unbelievable. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How about you? Would you like to interview him?
I'd love to, but yeah, if I interviewed him, I wouldn't like. I've never done that style of interview yet, which I'm sure I will, and I'd love to bite into a interview where I can kind of almost Piers Morgan it in a way, I think if I sat down with Carole Baskin as well, the only reason I wouldn't do it with her is because I wouldn't want to offend anyone or her. You know what I mean? Like I'd be very straight down the middle with it. And I think that's the way I'd be with him as well. But I think it'd be entertaining to watch and uncomfortable almost as well, because I'd be almost, did you do it? Did you fucking do it?
Yeah.
Probably not the most professional way to go about it, but yeah, I'd love to. That'd be class, wouldn't it? The Tiger King would be awesome. What's his name again? Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic, yeah. How could I forget Joe Exotic's name?
It's a unique name.
Yeah, it is.
With Carole, I think you're getting the wrong idea of how we asked her. I said to her, Carole, for anyone who thinks that you might have killed your husband, what do you have to say? I wasn't like, did you do it, bitch?
No, but I'm saying that's the way I would be. Yeah. I know you didn't, but I'm saying that's what I would do.
Do it, bitch.
That's what I would do.
She was very nice to talk to and a lot to say on conservation. She's actually quite nice. It's just the idea that she might have killed someone.
Yeah.
I believe it a lot less after speaking to her and the explanation she gave. So,
really?
Yeah.
Nice. No, yeah, I'm not for a second saying that you did that or you got her on the podcast just to kind of ask her, did you do it? Did you do it? But that's the thing. Whereas the only reason I would be to kind of ask her that. Like, so therefore I just think it would be unfair for me to do it, but for a professional like is ourselves to do it, is brilliant and cool. I like, don't get me wrong, and or thinking that I'm slating you for having her on. It's a fucking dream guest to have on a
Yeah.
podcast. I'm just saying, if I wouldn't be able to restrain me. Like, I'd go, hello Carol, did you do it, Carol? You know, like, before I even got to introduce myself, it'd be itching to come out with me. Just the did you do it line, even though I know she's gonna say no, but just for the small chance that she said yeah and admitted it, and I'm just like, oh fuck. Do you know?
I'm gonna be on the news, baby.
Yeah.
Local Irish loon gets Carole Baskins to admit it.
And I'm local Irish one-legged man, instant fame. I'm over on the bleeding, I don't know, all those American late night shows talking about it. Documentary on fucking NBC, brilliant stuff. Carol, if you ever decide to admit it, come on my podcast and tell me. I'm joking, Carol. You probably didn't do it. It's all entertainment.
I will warn you about all those jokes about saying people are fans of the podcast. Carol is.
Carol's watching this now. Sorry, Carol. Apologies. No, but look, to me, just to so I'm not coming across like a right prick. Like, to me, as an Irish person living miles away from America, who has no personal connection with anybody involved in the documentary, or who, you know, has no. It just looks like to people, those documentaries are just fun fiction, even though real people's lives are involved in them, you know, and real murders and real things are taking place that changes the course of people's lives. When you're watching and you're eating your fucking pot noodle and you have your boxers on, like, you don't see it in that way. So I don't mean any disrespect to Carole Baskin or anybody involved. I know nothing about any of what happened, and I'm just making observations and talking absolute shite. So if Carol is watching this, don't take any heed in what I say. I'm just talking absolute shit.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah,
that's all we're doing.
That's it. You know, it's just like a soap opera, isn't it? And that's what Netflix tried to portray it as. So even though it's real, like,
Well, even Joe Exotic, he was a polygamous gay tiger owner from Oklahoma.
what a character.
You can't write that shit.
Find me another one of those that exist on the planet.
I'm telling you.
Genuinely, you couldn't write that. You know, you're at home, just say you're a writer, man. You're thinking, I need to come up with a character. Like, who the fuck ever thinks I'm gonna write a guy who's into, you know, men and then raises tigers? It doesn't happen.
Well, there's probably a few of them, but like, he's also polygamous. He was gun-toting. He was Republican, but didn't know why. Yeah. Also, he ran for president. He ran for governor.
Oh yeah.
He ran with the Libertarian Party, not knowing what a libertarian was.
It's like, the more you keep talking about the whole fucking thing, just the crazier it gets. Like, the
It
whole
is.
thing's just it's so fucked. Like, the
I'd
whole
say-
thing's fucked.
It also turned out his boyfriends or his husbands were straight
Yeah.
That's how does that work? I don't understand that.
because he was giving them drugs.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it's just unbelievable. But I'd say the producers and the creators had a, you know, were frothing when they came across him and got to you know, got to have him as the subject of a documentary, because, you know, that's what a documentary needs is an entertaining subject, and that's what it's all about. And Jesus Christ, did they find one with him, you know?
Definitely. So we've been talking about this for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We've been on for half an hour. Oh my
Alright,
god.
let's move off it. You watch
You
The
wanna-
Lion King?
Yeah.
No.
Give it up. Yeah, if you want to know about Tiger King, you just fucking look it up. I'm sure you all know about it.
And don't get Tiger King mixed up with Crocodile Dundee. They're two separate different things, all right?
Yes.
Everybody.
In case you had that in your head.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Sorry.
Fucking random, just-
yeah. Besides the whole boxing event that went on, besides Tiger King, besides the podcast you do, what else you got going on at the moment? I see you're like going ham on Twitch.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Twitch lately. The numbers aren't as good as I'd like though on Twitch at the moment, but that's because of myself again, struggling with consistency. Um, I'm working on the moment. I don't know if I mentioned. I probably mentioned it before in the last podcast as well. The 32 counties, 32 questions
I
thing.
love that fucking thing.
I'm working on. I have loads of episodes. Thankfully, since then, recorded now after COVID that I'm editing. There's a new episode coming out on Sunday. If you're listening to this after Sunday, it should be up on YouTube now. It's the Donegal episode, and I haven't said what the question is, but I'll say it here. Why not on this podcast? The question I asked to Donegal is, why are they the forgotten county? What is that? And I also asked them what's unforgettable about Donegal. But actually, just to tell you about coming up in the episode is probably the most profound chat that I've ever had, not just on the series or on YouTube or on podcasts, but probably live. So I was on the streets, and if anybody's not familiar with the series that I do, it's basically a simple series. I'm on the streets of Ireland in a different county each video, and I ask the people some questions, the people of each county in Ireland some questions. So this was the Donegal episode, and I was asking people just a simple question: why are Donegal known as the forgotten county? And trying to get, people's the feel of people. Why do they actually feel like they're left out? That the county's left out and stuff. But while I was on the streets asking that, I asked a gentleman came up to me in a blue Lacoste shirt, and I asked him, the question. Firstly, I asked him, "Have you got a bit of time to spare so I can ask you a question?" Which I always ask people. I don't hound anybody on the streets or anything like that. I always make sure both people want to talk, including myself and the participant. And he said, his reply just shocked me. He just said, "I'll check my diary. I have 196 or 176. I can't remember the exact days. 176 days to live." And I was just like, "Oh, I thought he was messing." So you'll see in the video when it comes out on Sunday, um, you'll see like you might hear a little faint laugh from me in the background. I'm like, like as I do. Well, you think somebody is messing when they say that to you? And he was like, "No, I'm not messing. I have inoperable cancer, and I'm gonna die in March. I have my wake booked and stuff." Um, and I was really like questioning in the moment there. I was questioning whether or not to keep rolling because I didn't want to take advantage or try to use somebody's death as a form of entertainment on a especially kind of a laid back YouTube series. So I just asked him, is it okay if we talk about it? Are you sure and stuff? And he was he was delighted to talk about it. But what struck me the most is not the fact that this chap is going to die in March. What struck me the most about the chat was his positivity. And when the video comes out, you'll see it straight away, and you'll go, "Oh, that's the lad who Jamie was talking about." He was so contented with the fact that he's going to die in March. And I've never spoken to somebody, not even on camera in my personal life. I've never really spoken to somebody who has been given a time frame of how long they're going to live. My nanny passed away, but we didn't know when she was going to pass away. Either did she really, but he got given a very specific time frame of how long he's going to live because he has, obviously an inoperable cancer. But just the way he just spoke so poetically. Um, and I asked him like questions about how he feels, like how is he dealing with the fact that he has a couple of months to live, and if even March is, that's the date, but it could be before then, it could be a little bit after. But he said some really interesting stuff that made me honestly second guess my whole fear of death, because I've an awful terrible fear of death. I think we all do at some stage. I think we all do to some degree. Some of us deal with it better than others, and some of us go to religion. Some of us just like to not think about the fact that we're all going to die or whatever. um but he just had no fear in him, and it wasn't like an act. Do you know the way? Not an act, but when people are really, really terminally ill or sick, you just see them, being really brave, but you know that they're scared at the same time. This chap wasn't scared at all, and he had some interesting theories on death and on where he's going when he died, and some interesting theories on not theories. He told me some interesting stuff about what he done when he found out. So although the series is about me asking, um, why do people say that Donegal is the forgotten county, it kind of morphed into just a chat about life and death at the end of the episode. So I'm really excited for people to watch that, and I'm excited for you, Jer, and you, Thomas, as well, to have a look at that. And when you let me know what you think of him, because he was some chap, and I think for you guys, if he's up for it, it'd be great to get him on your podcast as well, because he was more than happy to talk about, and he believes he's sharing a bit of a message, which I think he is sharing a bit of a positive message as well. So, yeah, it was unreal. So that's coming out this week, and I have loads more episodes of that to film. And then in October, I'm trying to get as many episodes. I'm trying to go all over Ireland and get as many episodes filmed as I can. I'm currently looking for sponsorship at the moment. So if anybody's listening, give us some sponsorship, because we need
Us
to.
too. If you listen,
Yeah,
want to get sponsors as well.
we need to rent a camper van, rent the lads as well, of course. So I'm looking for sponsorship at the moment to rent the camper van, and give us a little bit of payment for petrol and stuff to go all over Ireland. And the idea I have with that is I'm going to go live on Twitch as much as I can throughout the month of October while we're traveling around in the camper van, and while we're filming the series as well. So yeah, a lot of my focus at the moment is on 32 counties, 32 questions, just getting that finished, regardless of how many views I'm getting, or who's doing better than me, or who's doing this or who's that. I don't really care about the views, or about what all my focus is at the moment is getting that series done and going live as well on Twitch at the same time. And then we'll see where I'll go from there, whether I'll change angles and get back into a bit more podcasting, or get into a bit of comedy, or get back into a little bit of acting, whatever it is. But for now, I'm focusing fully on 32 counties, 32 questions, going live on Twitch, and maybe I'll do the odd podcast as well. That's really me. I'm kind of the problem with me is, lads, like, I try to do everything. Do you know what I mean? I try to do too much, and it's definitely held me back. I'm trying to do. I tried to be a YouTuber, a Twitch streamer, a fucking comedian, a sketch comic, a podcaster, a video editor, a video producer, a cameraman. I'm trying to do it all. Like, look at the fucking
I
state of my
mean,
sitting room. I've turned it into this, but
pick 4 and do 4.
yeah, no, I know.
Find one you don't like, do 3. But also hyper focus will kill you as well. Like, if we only talk to boxers, we would hate boxing forever. If we only talk to actors, I'd fucking hate acting. Um. So yeah, have a bit of diversity there, but like, it seems you're doing a lot,
I know. I need to.
and you
And
got young lads as well.
everyone says it to me. Like, I need to focus in on one or two of the things that I've been working on over the last couple of years. But it's just, I have like so many ideas, creative ideas in my head for each different one, and it almost feels like uh, you know yeah, almost like I have so many creative ideas for so many of these different avenues. But then again, because I have so many things, I end up getting fucking hardly anything done. Then, do you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to do little bits of everything. I need to be a fucking octopus to get everything done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll cop on one day. So I can get it sorted.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you do next. I'll always love to see you're doing bits everywhere. I think the challenge for a lot of people keeping up with you is you move platform. Like, you were like YouTube, Twitch. YouTube kind of suffered. Back on
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
if you get me.
Yeah, well, that's because with the series 32 counties, 32 questions, when you go live on YouTube, whatever happens with the algorithm, unless you're maybe a huge creator, I don't know, or bigger than I am, when you're going live on YouTube, it bottlenecks the views that you get for organic videos such as the series 32 counties. So I had no choice to stop going live on YouTube because there was no growth on the YouTube live streams, even though I was doing unbelievably creative stuff, like some mad shit that was entertaining to watch. And I can comfortably say that anybody who tuned in on those YouTube live streams would have had a laugh if they gave it a little bit of time. However, then when I uploaded a normal video, it was getting fuck all views. Don't ask me why, but other people have struggled with that as well. So that's why I
Us
had to.
included.
Yeah, so that's why I had to make the switch over to YouTube if I wanted to do live stuff, or over to Twitch for the live stuff. And it's actually my YouTube views are getting back, getting back to where they need to be now because I stopped going live on YouTube. So I think I made the right decision on that, but it's just it's about just holding in on it and seeing what I can do. But I'm looking forward to just sit back and when I'm finished 32 counties and go, shit, I did that. I did all the counties, even if some of them get 10 views, or some of them get 50,000 views or whatever. To be able to say that I visited every county in Ireland, and I asked the people in each county a specific question, and I was the first person to properly do that. As far as I believe, I'll be proud of that. Irrespective, or I don't know what the right word is, but like, even if it doesn't get the credit it deserves, I'll still be proud of doing that, and completing it. So that's where I am at the moment. So yeah,
All over the shop, anyways.
all over the shop like a fucking bull in a china shop. Yeah,
But
smashing
you're
the place
managing,
up.
you're balancing it, like.
I'm doing all right, I'm making a few bob, enough to get by at the minute, enough to pay the rent and stuff, but nothing. I'm not making enough money that I need to be for a person my age, or if I ever want to own a house or anything like that. But I'm hoping, as you know, lads, that the dedication and the belief in myself pays off, because I needed to, and I do believe in myself, and I hope that I'll be sitting down with you lads in a couple of years' time, saying, and you can pull back this clip and say, look, Jesus, you made a few bob there and you entertained people along the way, and for me, it's not about making money or getting fame or having more followers than anybody else. I just love this, I love this. I love being creative. I love, not having to. I couldn't do an office job. I couldn't see, I just wouldn't be able to, wouldn't handle it. Like, it's not to put anybody else down that does. I commend people that can do the whole 9 to 5 thing, and really, I just can't do that. And I love doing this. So as long as I can get away with it, I'm going to continue to do it. And I hope that um I can sit there with you lads in a couple of years, and maybe I'll invite you over, if you aren't there before me, to my house in Vegas or whatever, and we can sip some cocktails, and you can pull back this clip and say, Jesus, we fucking did it, lads, and that's the
Yeah.
dream. And if you don't have that belief, or you don't look, we all have days where we're like, oh, is this worth it? Is this, should I continue to do this? I'm not making enough money, family are judging me, friends are judging me, people are telling me I should get a real job, or I should do this or do that. We all have those days, but if you don't have the core belief underneath those days, underneath the bad days, then it's not for you, and I do have the belief that we'll get there, and I hope I can make people smile and bring a bit of positivity to the world along the way. That's what I want to do. And I'm never about causing drama or anything like that. You see these like channels, YouTube channels and stuff, they're all about causing drama and shit. I don't want to do that. I just want to add some positivity.
Yeah.
Than,
That was a pretty fucking positive thing to say overall.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Sorry, I just go 90 miles an hour. I apologize.
Don't fucking
Yeah.
apologize. Shit, man. That was inspirational.
It was. Genuinely.
I'm going to work twice as hard now. And you know what? I'm not going to even get paid more, which is nothing at the moment. So thank you.
Woohoo! Basically same. But I'm going to attempt a 24-hour stream on Saturday, lads, if yous are around as well on Twitch to pop in and say hello to me.
We've done 12.
12, nice. Yeah, I've done a couple of 12s as well. And 12s, after a 12-hour stream, I'm bollocksed. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it. I'm not just saying that. I know, like, people climb Everest and shit, so this should be easy. But, you know, it depends as well on how much sleep I get the day before that. Do you know what I mean? Because it could be like in reality, a 36 hour awake. So I'm going to attempt it. But if he's a free, lads, pop in. I'm going to be doing a part where we have Discord calls as well. So if you wanted to jump on and say hello, give me some words of encouragement to keep going, you are more than welcome to pop in and have the crack.
When's it going to be?
Saturday.
Saturday.
So
We're
Saturday
I don't see any
day.
reason why it couldn't be.
Saturday day and
Mark it down.
Saturday day and night. Well, you still
You know
have to.
what?
Look, I don't expect you to be there for 24 hours, but if you get a chance, pop in and say hello.
No,
Do 23 and see what happens.
we're on radio as well. We might give you no call
Yeah.
on radio. That might be
Oh,
fun.
cool. Yeah, do that. Yeah. You just have my number there. Give me a ring while I'm live. I'll try and answer. Or give me a text for so I know. That could be funny.
Very funny, actually.
You'll be falling asleep, wake up.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if I'll make it, but I invited one of my friends down. Richie is his name. I think he's going to come down at around 7 p.m. So I think we're going to have a little bit of a sleepover. So he might, when he comes down, then it might help keep me awake and keep me spirits up and stuff. Because I don't want to just go live and be like, how he is. Hour 13.
That happened to us. We were just demolished. We were so dead. Like, we just couldn't do it. We've done 9 hours before, but we tried to do 12. We just died. Like at the end, it was just like, my life isn't worth living anymore. Bye, everybody. Or you have
We
stages
started
where
to,
like there's
you know?
2 people watching, and you're like,
Yeah, but
how have you been watching us this long?
That's it. Like, yeah, for me as well, it's not really about the number of people watching.
But for 12 hours, it does matter.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you
you're
get
hoping
worried. Like, you've been watching me for 12 hours.
Oh, so you're judging the viewers. You're like, Jesus Christ, why are you watching me this long?
I'm the idiot doing this, but you're the one watching me. Who's the bigger idiot?
Yeah, so I'm hoping that it's somewhat entertaining. I still have to write down and iron out the ideas for what I'm doing. Oh, and then I have a pool tournament coming up as well, lads. If any of you play pool,
Yeah, I used to play a bit of pool.
nice, because I'm actually stupidly given €250 as the prize money out of my own money. For the prize pool, and then a €50 voucher from for the company that sponsored me a little bit as well. So I'm looking to get 16 Irish creators or Twitch streamers or YouTubers or podcasters involved. So let us know if you are interested in that, lads. And hopefully, if I can get my act together, it'll be sometime this month as well. So if anyone's listening and they're content creator as well,
Definitely have to practice, anyways.
That's it. But you could be going away with a nice 250 there.
Dude, if I win the 250, I'm handing it straight back to you.
No, I wouldn't take it.
I'd keep the voucher though.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I couldn't do that.
No, well then you can't enter because I wouldn't. That's
then a charity of your choice. There you go.
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that if you win. But I wouldn't take it. Because that. But the thing is, if I win, I keep it.
There you go.
So,
you gotta work hard, man.
Also yourself, man.
But I'd rather give it away. I'd rather give it away.
If you win, everyone else has to give you 250. That's the big thing. Yeah. So everyone's just working their ass off the beach.
Yeah, I think we should,
in the final, like, come on.
Holy shit! Yeah, what's 16 times 250? I don't know. A few bob anyway.
So it's a couple, yeah.
You should definitely do that.
You'd be saying that to the tax man.
I don't know where this $4,000 came from. But listen, I am deadly at pool. Do you want to play me for it for $4,000?
If I win, you give me $4,000.
If not, you and your entire team has to give me $250.
I had a question for you ages ago, but we went off and did this thing again. It always happens. Oh yeah, if you're when you're doing awfully, you know who to come by and see.
Oh, 100%. I'll have to write that down.
And if you make it a Saturday, we might get you in the radio. So
Cool. Let me write
could be a
that
good
down.
shout.
I already know what I'm gonna really ask in Offaly.
Ooh.
You can probably guess. It's like
Why the
what
fuck do you live there? Why don't you move?
something like what's Offaly about Offaly, or just something in related to the wards. That's all I'm gonna do in Offaly. I think we went to Offaly, and I think on the last day of the camper van, because I went around Ireland in a camper van for a couple of weeks ago. I
Yeah.
think actually we landed in
Deadly.
we landed in Offaly, but I think I was too hungover to film. So we ended up coming back. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. We set up really late in the camper van, just fucking down in beers. And got to the next day, and I was on the streets, and I looked at the cameraman, and I was like, I can't do this today. He just set the drive back, but thankfully it was the last day of the 7 days. So I'll know in October now as well not to drink as much going around in the camper van.
Yeah. There's lessons to be learned from the
100%.
wise Jamie J. Carr.
I'm telling you. What have you going on? Have you any thing happening over the next month out in Cool, or
Back
still
to
work?
college, man.
College. That's about
Yeah.
it.
College, we're trying to organize something, and we're having a shit time organizing it. Want to do something for men's mental health for November. So whether that's like a walk, like a mass meetup or something, whatever we're allowed to do in November, like want to organize something. We're trying to organize it with one of those men's mental health pages, but we're having a sticky time. We try to get some other people we know involved, so I might even give you a shout.
Yeah. Let us know. If I'm free. If I'm free, I'm down for it. 100%, lads.
But there's a while to go with that, anyways. So that's kind of us, man. That's it. Maybe you want to do
seeing the
some
books,
kind of
man.
sketch. Oh yeah, we're going.
Seeing the books, seeing 3 books left, man. They're performing in Newbridge.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I seen them perform in Fibbers about a year ago in Dublin. They were funny. It was class. It's a good show as well. Do you like these? Do you drink?
Yeah, started to.
Yeah, you'll enjoy a few pints at that one. Indeed, the lads love a pint as well.
I'd be worried because they were asking where we're going to sit. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're gassed, and it's quite intimate show as well. So it's really funny. I think they're really sound. Like hang out with them and chill.
Yeah.
And have the laugh after the show as well. I know that's what happened anyway with us there, and everybody, like not just me, but other people that were there to see them. They were just chilling out, basically having a little party after with them.
Do you think there's ever going to be someone or a group of people at the same level as the Hardy Bucks ever again?
I think there already is, but it's in a different form. Like, do you mean on RTE? Is it or
Well,
what?
I don't know how I'd phrase it. But like
No,
I haven't seen a second Hardy Bucks.
No,
Guys like that.
I don't think so. I hope so, but I think there's too many fucking, I don't like that. That offends me, or I think there's too much of that going on at the moment.
If you found the Hardy Bucks offensive, crawl into a hole and die.
I know.
Dude, like there was nothing bad in that show.
I can't see why else then. What else would it be? Like, well, dude, they were talking about hash and selling drugs and fighting over stuff like that. But,
okay, don't watch it with your grandmother.
Yeah. But no, I loved it. I don't know why they haven't got the another season of it, as well. I think it could have went on for a
lot. We know
lot.
why they haven't.
We have a whole clip dedicated to that.
Oh, what did they say? Did they?
French Toast went up to the head of RTE's wife and said she could suck the color out of a marble when he was fucking drunk as shit at a meetup. And what next thing the fucking show's cancelled.
That was for season 3 when season 4 had been confirmed.
You could suck the
and
color
nothing after.
Yeah. To the head of RTE's wife.
Oh
man.
No!
I reckon you could suck the color out of a marble.
He could have gone up to any other woman in that room, any other one, and he went up to her and said, "Do you know what? Do you know what I like about you? You're one." Like that guy is.
Did he say that himself, or did somebody else say he said that?
He told us he said that.
He told it.
That was from his mouth.
Oh my god! What the fuck? And he wasn't messing, was he?
No, he's that serious.
Jesus. I didn't know that. But still, that's just one person's mistake after a few beers. You know, it shouldn't really. I
And
know
the
it's
show.
not the nicest thing to say to somebody, I'm sure, you know, but
Well, some people might take it as a compliment.
you could, I don't know. We have some people maybe in Holland. So
Jamie, what happened in Holland?
that's in the island. That's for the book. I'm not proclaiming that here. That's for the book. If I'm going to say that.
We
But
caught you now. We're gonna make this a clip. It's gonna be everywhere.
What
holy
happened in
shit, it would be
Holland?
cool though. But to answer your question, I don't know. I'd like to think there would be. At the in the next 2 or 3 years, I don't know. I don't think so, unless something changed and they gave Hardy Books another series.
Yeah.
But also like you're never gonna get those characters again, you know. And I think somebody who's sorely underrated in Irish comedy and in that scene as well is you know the main man Martin Maloney, Eddie Dorkin himself. Um, you know
I think he's one of
he's
the least followed of all of them.
but he's it's
He's the
so
main fucking character.
and he's so talented and he was so funny in that series and brilliant and you know to see how different the character is to him as well when you really get to know him, like I think he's one of the most what would you say, undervalued,
Underrated.
underrated, yeah, one of the most underrated ever on Irish TV. Honestly, I do. And I'm sure he has a lot of ideas and stuff to write as well, for series and comedy sketches. And I hope he gets back into doing that at some stage, or maybe he's comfortable with not. You know, we're not doing it. But he's such a talented bloke, and I hope he actually sees this. Me saying this because. Yeah, I really think he's so fucking underrated from that series. Like afterwards online, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love Owen Colgan. I love the rest of the lads as well. They're so fucking
The Viper
talented as well.
streams.
Yeah, yeah.
The Viper's Vax. That is
Vipers,
fucking
you
hilarious.
know, yeah. He got arrested and all. Did you see that in the
In
series?
breach of COVID,
Yeah.
he was like a fucking hazmat suit. And like you're in breach of COVID.
But that's what I'm
He's got a
saying.
mask.
That's what I'm saying. Like so many unique characters, like all with their own different funny traits. Yeah, they may have used the same buzzwords and a little bit of the same tone and accent in their dialogue, but they all have their own quirks and wackiness and brilliance to them. So I think it'd be very hard to see a show with that type of you know that amount of diverse characters that are all uniquely funny on their own. Like even the lad, the fat lad that sits there with the sunglasses on is
Stateside.
yeah.
So someone asked if we would have him on, and the short answer was no. I found out about something he did after the show.
We've heard some fucking really,
Oh,
really
okay.
dark things
Yeah.
about stateside, man. If we
Oh.
told them right now, I'm pretty sure this podcast wouldn't be allowed to go out.
Like really, really bad stuff.
I'll
Is it?
tell you about it when we're done.
We'll tell you. You know what? I
We're
think we
gonna
should
we're gonna
actually
finish in a
up.
second anyway,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
we're beyond time you gave us.
Yeah. Really.
So-
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe we'll tell the Patreons. We'll get to that in a second. But Jamie, if people want to check you out, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/Jamie J. Carr. I'd love if people could come over and say hello when I'm live. You know, I'm putting a lot of effort into the live streams at the moment. I think a little bit more than most. Like, and my girlfriend will say that as well because she barely gets any time with me. I'm sitting up making graphics and images and trying to come up with creative ideas that nobody else is doing. Because I try to be myself. So I'd love if people came over on twitch.tv/Jamie J. Carr when I'm live and say hello. You don't have to sub. I'm not looking for your money. You don't have to do anything. Coming over and saying hello and hanging out with me for a bit while I'm playing a game or talking shy would mean the world to me. Check out the YouTube series, 32 Counties, 32 Questions. Again, I'm putting my fucking life and soul into it. It may not look like it. I don't know with the video edits. I don't know how good they are, but I'm putting everything I have into this series at the moment, and I hope it does well. So every little view or little comment on that helps. 32 Counties, 32 Questions. and keep supporting the lads here doing their wonderful podcast, Jer and Thomas. I can't get over how much effort they're putting in more effort than I'd say anybody in Ireland. I honestly would, with their podcast all by themselves, without producers, without sponsors, without anybody getting behind them to do it. They're doing it all by themselves. So please continue to support them and check out their Patreon and give them a bit of support so they can continue to do this. And who knows where the lads will go as well. But I really mean that, lads. I'm fucking so impressed with what you're doing, and I can't wait to see you keep going. Although I don't get time to listen to every fucking podcast, I see the names and I see who you have and I see the effort you're putting in. So fair fucks to you, lads, honestly.
I really appreciate it, especially coming from you. Another brilliant interviewer, podcaster, creator overall. You do a whole shebang, you do it all well. So yeah, you should check out Jamie J. Carr, sound lad doing sound stuff. So that's been it. That's been the podcast. But we're going to move on to the little Patreon segment for a second. So
Thomas, you're a legend as well, by the way. Nice to meet you. Chat
so
to you.
thanks a million to our patrons so far. We've had only one, but we love him. We love him to bits. He's special to us. They all are. But if you could be so kind as to join our Patreon, there's plenty of stuff going on over there. Exclusive episodes. We're doing AMAs. We're doing meetups as well. So it's all good crack. Check it out and be sound.
Join
not.
the Patreon. What are you doing? Come on.
Just like the video, give a comment, subscribe. If you check out Jamie, it's even better. So thanks a million, lads. Have a good one.
Join the fucking Patreon.